Something about XRP adoption has always felt delayed, misunderstood, or intentionally obscured, not because it is failing but because it is unfolding in a way most people are not trained to recognize. And if you are still watching right now, it is because you already sense that mainstream adoption never begins where the public expects it to. It never starts with headlines, hype, or price explosions. It starts quietly in rooms without cameras where decisions are measured in risk exposure, regulatory tolerance, and operational efficiency. This is the truth most videos never explain. Before anything goes mainstream, it must first become boring, reliable, and invisible to the average user, and XRP sits exactly in that pre-mainstream phase where systems are tested, behaviors are shaped, and standards are formed. The suspense exists because what happens now determines everything that comes later. Adoption does not arrive suddenly, it arrives after resistance, exhaustion, and alignment. And the reason XRP adoption looks slow is because it is happening in the most consequential layer. First, infrastructure. Financial systems never replaced their core rails publicly. They do it gradually through parallel testing, fallback systems, and corridor-by-corridor validation. This process takes years, and during those years nothing looks exciting on the surface. But beneath that surface, liquidity models are adjusted, settlement logic is rewritten, and regulatory comfort is built one approval at a time. XRP was never designed to skip this phase because skipping it would make mainstream adoption impossible. Before banks trust a system, they stress it under low volume. Before regulators endorse it, they observe it under controlled environments. Before governments tolerate it, they demand visibility and control. And XRP was architected to survive exactly this scrutiny, which is why its adoption path feels invisible to retail observers who expect viral moments instead of structural shifts. The real tension lies in timing, because markets are impatient while institutions are deliberate. Retail measures success in candles, institutions measure success in reduced friction, reduced cost, and reduced counterparty risk, and XRP continues to score quietly on those metrics while being dismissed publicly as stagnant. This disconnect is where misunderstanding grows, because adoption is not about belief, it is about necessity. Banks do not adopt technologies because they like them, they adopt them because existing systems become liabilities. Correspondent banking, nostro vostro accounts, delayed settlement, and trapped liquidity are not inconveniences, they are systemic inefficiencies that scale with global volume. And as global payment demand increases, these inefficiencies become politically and economically unsustainable. Regulators then step in, not to innovate but to stabilize, and stability requires systems that can settle quickly, transparently, and predictably. This is where XRP enters the conversation, not as a disruptor but as a pressure release valve, offering a way to modernize without detonating existing structures, which makes it palatable to institutions that fear abrupt change more than slow decay. Before something goes mainstream, it must first be tolerated, then trusted, then standardized. And XRP is moving through those phases quietly. Tolerance was established through survival, trust is being built through pilots, and regulatory clarity and standardization follows once enough entities align around shared behavior. This is not speculation, this is how financial infrastructure has always evolved, from wire transfers to ACH to SWIFT itself. Each system looked insignificant until it became unavoidable, and when that moment arrived, the public believed it appeared overnight, but in reality it had been forming in the background for years. This is where XRP sits today, not at the beginning and not at the end, but in the uncomfortable middle where progress feels slow and doubt feels loud. And this is precisely why this phase matters most, because once adoption crosses the threshold from optional to expected, it accelerates rapidly. Institutions move together, not individually. Once a few major players normalize a tool, others follow to avoid being left behind. And at that point the narrative shifts from whether XRP will be used to how extensively it will be integrated. But by the time that question becomes public, the groundwork will already be complete, and those watching closely now are not waiting for adoption to begin, they are watching it solidify out of sight. This is the truth about XRP adoption. It does not announce itself, it embeds itself. And what happens before mainstream is always the part history forgets, even though it determines everything that comes next. Before mainstream adoption can ever occur, there is a phase where resistance quietly transforms into accommodation. This is the phase most people never notice because nothing dramatic happens on the surface. Regulators do not announce green lights, banks do not issue press releases, and price action does not reflect structural progress. But internally frameworks begin to shift, language changes, memos evolve, and risk models are updated. This is where XRP has been operating for years. Inside the gray zone where rules are clarified but not celebrated, the regulatory environment is not hostile or friendly at this stage, it is cautious, and caution is the first signal of legitimacy. Because regulators do not spend years examining systems they intend to ban permanently. They examine systems they may eventually integrate, and that examination process is slow, intentional, and often frustrating to observers who confuse silence with rejection. But silence is how alignment forms, As definitions around digital assets, payments, tokens and settlement layers sharpen, XRP increasingly occupies a category that others struggle to fit into, not because of branding but because of behavior. XRP does not promise yield, it does not require staking incentives, it does not depend on constant retail inflows to function. It exists to move value efficiently between parties who already have liquidity needs, and that functional clarity matters enormously in regulatory environments. Institutions cannot justify tools whose value depends on speculation, but they can justify tools that reduce operational friction. This distinction shapes adoption timelines more than hype cycles ever could. While public discourse fixates on price, institutions focus on throughput, reliability and cost savings, and every successful test, every completed corridor and every compliant transaction reduces perceived risk incrementally. Adoption before mainstream is a process of risk subtraction, not excitement addition, and XRP has been subtracting risk quietly by proving it can operate without breaking systems or rules. This is why timelines feel stretched, because institutions do not rush when the downside of failure is systemic. They wait until uncertainty is compressed into acceptable ranges. The SEC case contributed to this compression not by ending interest but by forcing clarity into the open. Once boundaries are drawn, institutions can plan within them. Ambiguity freezes capital, clarity unlocks it. And as clarity accumulates, adoption shifts from experimental to procedural, meaning XRP stops being tested as a possibility and starts being evaluated as a component. Components do not trend, they integrate, and integration is invisible until usage scales. Another critical phase before mainstream is interoperability, alignment. Financial systems do not adopt isolated tools, they adopt networks that connect with existing standards, messaging formats and compliance layers. XRP's compatibility with evolving standards is part of why it remains in conversations even when not discussed publicly. Because replacing infrastructure is politically difficult but augmenting it is achievable. Institutions prefer evolution over revolution, and XRP offers evolution disguised as innovation. This makes it acceptable in conservative environments where radical change triggers resistance. Adoption here is not driven by belief but by pressure. As payment volumes increase, expectations for real-time settlement rise and geopolitical fragmentation complicates correspondent relationships. Legacy systems strain under demands they were never designed to handle, and when strain increases, alternatives move from optional to necessary. This is the turning point that occurs before mainstream visibility, when enough institutions quietly conclude that existing systems are no longer sufficient. And at that point, adoption accelerates, not because XRP is exciting but because delay becomes costly. Mainstream adoption does not start with retail excitement, it starts when institutions stop asking if and start asking how fast, and everything happening now exists to prepare for that transition, silently, deliberately and largely unseen. The last stage before mainstream adoption is the moment when coordination replaces experimentation. This is when isolated pilots begin to align into repeatable behavior across institutions, jurisdictions and corridors. And this phase is invisible to the public because it happens through standards committees, compliance updates and interbank agreements rather than marketing. XRP is approaching this phase because the questions surrounding it are no longer about whether it can work but about how it fits within broader systems. Once that shift happens, momentum builds quietly but relentlessly. Institutions begin referencing the same frameworks, regulators begin harmonizing expectations, and service providers begin offering support infrastructure around custody, liquidity, routing and reporting. This creates an ecosystem effect where using XRP becomes easier not because of belief but because tooling matures around it. Ease of integration is a powerful driver because banks avoid complexity whenever possible, and once integration friction drops, adoption spreads laterally rather than vertically, meaning instead of one big announcement you see many small confirmations that together signal inevitability. This is how financial rails become normalized.